New York City officials demand credit card companies start flagging and tracing gun purchases. Add that to the list of conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. It's time for Final Thoughts. It's hard enough to get a firearm in New York City if you're a decent, law-abiding person, that is. If you're a thug, not so much. But now, in an effort to further punish, stigmatize, and keep tabs on gun owners, New York City officials such as Mayor Eric Adams and Comptroller Brad Lander are pressuring credit card companies to create a system to trace gun and ammo purchases, even holding the city's government retirement investments over their head to do so. Now, they say this is all to prevent future mass shootings, which, first of all, now they're suddenly worried about violent crime. Weird. But secondly, that excuse is a load of crap. This weapons code they want to establish is just another example of how the Democrats are chipping away at the Second Amendment. I don't know about y'all, but city officials pressuring private companies to monitor the purchases of their customers sounds super freaking communist and is a huge infringement, an infringement that is unacceptable. But Comptroller Lander says this tracking is a simple, practical, life-saving tool. Boy, sounds a lot like the messaging they use to push COVID lockdowns, masks, and forced vaccines. And to add to this communist-inspired BS, Lander is contemplating holding the city's 3 public retirement pension funds, which amount to more than $800 million invested in MasterCard, Visa, and Amex, hostage until they back the creation of this new tracking code. Now, this isn't a divestment just yet, just a cute little thinly veiled threat. What happened to privacy? What happened to valuing the Second Amendment and the rights that come with it? This is another strategy the government will use to not only shame and stigmatize gun owners, but look over our shoulders like Big Brother from hell. If I told you a few years ago the government would start pressuring private companies to monitor and report your purchases, you'd call me a right-wing nut conspiracy theorist. Sure. Well, I'd rather be a conspiracy theorist with a knack for hitting the nail on the head than a mindless sheep who believes the government is my savior, my messiah, and my keeper. Remember when credit card companies monitored or even froze the accounts of those even just in the DC area on January 6th? Or when PayPal and Venmo then cut off several organizations who also simply traveled to the Capitol that day? Or when Stripe froze the Trump campaign's account? Or when PayPal blocked Give, Send, Go when it hosted fundraisers for Kyle Rittenhouse? Or when GoFundMe prevented the Canadian Freedom Truckers from receiving funds? Or when the FBI instructed Facebook to bury the Hunter Biden laptop story? Or when the White House asked Big Tech to censor problematic COVID content that went against their narrative? Is this all starting to make sense now? Wake the hell up. Private companies being puppeteered or willingly colluding with the government only seems to go one way, and that's against conservatives. What a coincidence. And those are my final thoughts. Don't forget that Monday is Labor Day, so we will not have a show, but you can catch the show and exclusive content on Outkick.com. And if you're around this weekend, tomorrow, Friday, I will be on Outnumbered. I will be on Fox Business for the Wall Street Journal Reports. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I will be hosting the big Saturday and Sunday show, of course, on Fox News. But until then, from Nashville, God bless and take care.